following podcast contains references to the consumption of alcohol. If you are not of legal drinking age, please do not consume alcohol. Also, if you are of legal drinking age, please drink responsibly.
Hi, and welcome to Rhetorical Magic Cocktail Hour. My name is Ryan, and my favorite flower is the iris.
That's not a flower, that's a Goo Goo Doll song.
Oh no.
And my name is Matthew, and my favorite flower is an orchid.
You bougie. Little monster. You know what that makes you, Matthew? I was gonna say it. No, it's fine. It's a lovely flower. It's a lovely flower.
What does it make me?
Nothing. I was gonna say an asshole, but then I remembered we have to do the drink bit.
When has that ever stopped us?
This is a podcast where we like to have a drink and try to be succinct about various topics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not drinking this evening because of personal reasons. Matthew, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a beer. I gripped
Beautiful.
it and ripped
What kind of beer?
It is an all-day IPA from Founders. Never heard of them, but they make an IPA. And that's what's going on in my neck of the woods.
Yeah, this is a good reminder to our listeners that drinking responsibly is important and crucial, and you don't always have to drink, even if your podcast has it in the subtitle.
Yeah, I think in the past, in the title, cocktail.
Yeah.
Slogan, motto. What's the word for when businesses have a thing that they do?
Tagline.
Tagline. No. I'm a business.
That's what it is.
I was a business major.
That's our tagline, though.
No, but mission statement. That's what I was trying to think of.
Okay, businesses do have mission statements, but
yeah.
That's
sorry, I got off on my own tangent. I was trying to think of my own thing.
We're thriving. We are rallying, and we are doing one of my favorite things today, which is judging people.
Mm-hmm.
I have wanted to do this episode for a while. I think it's a lot of fun, and I feel like every podcast has done this. This is not a new trend.
But when has that ever stopped us?
But when has that ever stopped us? We gotta not be original, and we're definitely not gonna be the best.
But we're gonna do it. So.
No, so I kind of hinted at it earlier with calling Matthew an asshole, which he's not. He's a sweet lad.
I'm a complete and ardent ass.
But we're going to go through, I pulled some different Reddit scenarios from r Am I the Asshole?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited. Matthew, what is your history with judging people?
What is my history with judging people? I mean, I'm human.
A crucial question.
I was born a human, so I've been doing it since day one. I'm sure. I don't know. I try not to as much as I can, but sometimes people are assholes. And then you judge them quietly, seethingly, until it all boils up and you yell at somebody. Because I'm from the Midwest, and that's how we do it.
You push it down until it explodes.
Yeah.
And then you just do it again. And
then
again.
One day you die. Yeah. What's your history of judging people?
Listen, if people know one thing about me, it's that I love triptychs. Things come in threes and my brain goes, it's lovely.
Where is this
If you know
going?
two things about me, I love triptychs and I fucking love drama. I'm not like an overtly dramatic person, and I feel like my life is pretty drama free.
Okay, Pisces. I don't know what that means.
Oh. And my life is pretty drama free. But I like live for like trash reality TV. Love it. The drama of it, fantastic. I love judging people, specifically people that like I'm never gonna meet.
Mm-hmm.
It adds just like an extra level of like
Adds a little spice to it. Yeah. Melange. The spice must flow.
So I'm going to be reading different scenarios for Matthew, and then we're going to discuss and judge who the asshole is. And I am honestly thrilled and excited and so happy to be here. Do you have anything you'd like to... Are you excited for this? Are you ready to judge people?
I have no strong opinions either way, but I'm here for it.
Okay. Are you ready for... Sorry.
I will say, calling you a Pisces earlier, speaking of judging people, I learned something very tragic the other day. And that Tangy from Animal Crossing is a Gemini. And I'm so sad by this news.
You should be. That's heartbreaking. I'm glad I didn't ask her to move onto my island now.
But yeah, I'm slightly devastated, but it's fine.
Did I tell you that Pee-wee is leaving my island?
You did. Very excited for you. Best day of my life was when he left my island.
I forgot to play, and I think that was 2 days ago, so I think somebody else moved on, and I won't know who.
Uh-oh, you got Pee-wee too. Do you want to check live on air to see who it is?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Let's do an Am I the Asshole, and then we'll do an Animal Crossing update. How about that?
Okay. Look forward to that coming up, listeners.
We gotta keep him in suspense if Ryan's island got ruined.
Yeah, we'll do a hydration station / Animal Crossing update later in the app.
Perfect. All right. So. Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my friend she can't sleep over at my place anymore? I live in a studio apartment with my cat. It has a tiny bathroom and balcony. I love my cat more than family members. She knows I live in a studio apartment and have a cat. Apparently, she's scared of cats. I just found out today when she visited. While we were up, it was still okay, but she panicked every time the cat looked at her. She asked me to leave him outside on the balcony. I told her it was impossible because it's freezing and she's not leaving him outside and I'm not leaving him outside for 10 hours. I told her she was uncomfortable, she should leave. She declined and said it was okay. Around 11 p.m., she wanted to go to sleep and asked again that I leave the cat outside. So I sat with my cat outside on the balcony for 2 hours so she could fall asleep. When I went back, because I was literally freezing, she was still up. I was really upset. I stayed in the bathroom for another hour because I was still cold. The whole night she kept me up because my cat was scaring her. She left around 9 a.m. and I told her it was the last time she had stayed with me. She would stay with me. She got really upset and asked how I could choose an animal over her. She called me the B word and left. I don't know what she told some of her mutual friends, but they called me an ass for upsetting her. So am I the asshole?
What about... So, okay. I understand that fears aren't always rational. And it's a valid emotion to have.
Mm-hmm.
But why would you be scared of a cat? Like, what can a cat do that is warrants fear?
I mean, cats can like scratch you and bite you. I have a friend who's maybe afraid isn't the right word, but they're very cautious and they're a little anxious around cats. Um, they just haven't had a great experience with them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're really cautious, and I know that whenever they'd stay with me, they would be okay with Anora being around them because she was pretty, and she would just kind of leave them alone. She'd like stare at them, but she's not really she's not very affectionate to new people.
Mm-hmm.
But Danny likes to curl up next to people almost instantly, and that was not ideal, but they dealt with it because they knew I had a cat, and I don't think that going into somebody's house you ask them to like get rid of their pet.
And does it say that they didn't know the question asker had a cat before they came over?
No,
they just didn't know that
the guest knew that they had that the question asker had a cat. The question asker didn't know her friend was scared of them.
Let's see. So here's my thinking. I don't think anybody in this situation's an asshole, but I think that the friend and the question asker, I don't know. It's like the reality of the situation is you can't have an animal outside in the freezing for 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And if you knew your friend had a cat and you're scared of cats, I would say probably don't put yourself in the situation where you're going to have to spend the night with that cat.
Yeah, because I feel like if they have mutual friends, one of those friends probably had a place that they could sleep that's bigger than a studio apartment.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I understand, like, I don't know. There's probably more to the situation.
That is one thing that you will note is that it's typically, I feel like the questions that get asked are very like one side, like because you only hear one side of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like the people who are like, I don't want to be considered the asshole, like they're gonna frame it in a certain way.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would say my judgment, final ruling, and then you can opt for your judgment, your final ruling. I would say it's on the person who's afraid of the cats not to put themselves in that situation, but maybe they could have just locked the cat in the bathroom.
And what if the person had to pee in the middle of the night?
Well, too bad.
I kind of think the guest is a little bit of the asshole. From like an animal rights perspective, like it's rude to like.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, and I don't know. It's like, how much do you balance making the person comfortable versus not being shitty to your pet?
And I think it would be different too if the situation, if like they even had like a 1-bedroom apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Because like they could probably have just put the cat in a room for a night and it wouldn't have been a big deal. Because they could have put him in the room that the guest just didn't go into.
Yeah.
But it being like a studio, it's already like a cramped space. But it was like a studio space, and so like if there is a studio space, that bathroom is probably tiny.
Yeah, that's fair. My only other thought is if the friend stays over, because obviously the question asker is going to hear this, but mm-hmm. I'd say like if that friend comes over again, maybe try to find somebody that can cat sit for a night.
Or I don't think she's an asshole for saying like, hey, I can't do that again.
Yeah.
Because like it wasn't like she like caused a big fight in the middle of like the night. Like it was after she had left, she's like, I'm not able to do that again. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a fair boundary to have.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because like I have friends who have like shitty untrained dogs that mm-hmm. I'm not gonna make them put their pets, like, I'm not gonna make them board their pets for a night just because I'm coming to visit. Like, that's...
Well, I didn't necessarily mean like board them, just like a mutual friend that could watch it for a night.
But again, then why couldn't she have just stayed with that mutual friend? Like, have them human sit the person, not
what if
pet sit the cat. I think neither are necessarily asshole, but I also think it's fair to set about, like, if you don't want somebody back in your apartment, then you have every right to say that.
Yeah. Agreed. Verdict. Next case.
Nora, do not play with a light bulb.
Ooh.
It's plugged in and everything, you dumb. My cats are gonna be... As someone with cats in a small apartment, we're thriving. It's good. Okay, are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
I don't think any of the ones I picked are like gotcha, but I definitely feel like there's like two types of people on Am I the Asshole? And it's either people who, like, you can tell they're not giving you the full story to, like, make themselves look better.
Yeah.
Or they're completely oblivious and fully think that they're in the right, and they're straight up just, like, the worst kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is, am I the asshole for refusing to eat food my fiancé lets his kids touch? It's exactly as stated. I live with my fiancé and his 2 kids, both under 7. He is gone 2 weeks out of every month, and when he's gone, I do not serve meals family style. The kids get a plate pre-made. When he's here, he puts all the food on the table and lets them grab it to put it on their plates, and every single item gets raw dog manhandled by filthy hands. And I refuse to eat that food. I leave the table and do not return, nor do I ever partake in that food. Am I the asshole? He made it clear that he thinks I'm a psycho for not eating food his kids have touched. They do not wash their hands, despite repeated attempts by me to force them to wash their hands, and not touch the food with their hands.
Okay.
I'm also just realizing I'm gonna have to read a lot, and I hate reading out loud.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Womp womp.
No, I picked it. I wanted to do this. Is 100% on me. But sorry for the stumbling.
It's okay.
This is also a good reason I'm not drinking, because slurring would have been a disaster.
Yeah. It's okay. I made you talk about the magic bullet, even though it was not a good episode topic. So in this case, I'm going to call them cases because I've decided we're judges. The power invested to me by the state of Delaware makes me think that I feel like this person's not the asshole in this particular situation because kids are nasty. I've got a cousin that has 2 small boys. If those boys touched anything that I was about to eat, I would throw it away. They nasty. That being said, I also feel like there might be an issue in this case where maybe the person asking the question maybe doesn't really want to be in this relationship because maybe they really don't like the kids.
Which is fair. Kids are a big commitment.
Yeah.
I don't... As someone who currently does not have kids, I also think kids are gross and sticky and bad. They're great. They're fine. Kids are the future.
No, kids are bad. Kids are annoying.
There are, like, 2 things that are just, like, absolutely the nastiest to me. Grubby little kid fingers and baby necks. Because it just, like, collects all... Like, I know that you, like, wash them.
Mm-hmm.
This is just going to show that I don't really have a maternal instinct at this point in my life, and that's okay. But it just, like, the neck of an infant just, like, collects everything that's disgusting and wrong with the world. And, like, kids put their hands in weird shit.
Yeah. I mean, like, even me as a child, I remember I would just, like, dig in the dirt for hours and then just go in and eat. And my mom would tell me to wash my hands, but that doesn't mean I did.
Like, and, like, you'd get, like, I've seen kids walk up and they have, like, lines of dirt in their, like, in between their fingers, and, like,
Yeah,
it's
my
nasty.
fingernails as a child, like, the part that's usually white, was usually, like, at least dark gray.
Yeah.
Because it was just, like, so much dirt.
Which kids learn and they grow, but, like, I also get, like, just not wanting, if the question asker is wanting an out, and this is just kind of like a last straw moment, absolutely just walk away. If you're wanting to, like, fix it, maybe just make your plate first.
Yeah, that was gonna be my suggestion, was like, just be like, hey, can I make my plate first, and then everybody else can make their plate? Because, yeah, I don't want nasty kid fingers touching everything. In this economy?
But the reality is, like, I don't think the dad and the kids are the asshole either. I think
No.
this is a case where there just isn't an asshole present. Because the dad has probably, if the kids are, like, if they're both under 7, so let's say that there's, like, a 3-year-old and, like, a 6-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
he's had all of that time to build up immunity to the grossness that is children.
Yeah.
If she's just walking into this situation, she's new to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids, like, they're kids, they're learning. Eventually they'll probably not be gross, but they might still be gross when they're old. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna be. But they're also just learning.
I'd say it's, like, at least late high school that they won't be gross anymore, so.
At least, yeah, I'll give you that.
It's like, what? It might change a little bit about, like, the gross things they're coming into contact with, but they're still gonna be gross. I didn't mean it like that.
But
so sorry.
I'm gonna say,
You're gonna get me disbarred.
Final verdict: there are no assholes present.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a lack of, like, communication, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Open communication is important in any relationship, says the guy who is not the communication major.
Alrighty, let's do one more and then we'll do a hydration station.
Yeah.
Okay.
And check up
This
on
is a long one.
that resident. Everybody's waiting. Bated breath.
This is a long one, so bear with me. Okay. Am I the asshole for asking my neighbor to move her craft room into a different bedroom? My husband and I live in an upstairs 3-bedroom flat, and the flat below us has the same layout. The house has been for sale for a while, and recently a woman bought it. It turns out she doesn't have any children, so I found it strange she bought a 3-bedroom house, but I soon found out it's because she runs a craft business from home and needs 2 bedrooms to run it. The problem is, unfortunately, she has decided to use the main bedroom, which is below us, as her main craft room. At first, it was fine, as she hadn't fully moved in, but now it's driving me crazy. She's in that room almost all day, and I can hear her walking about and the faint noise of machines. I don't spend long in my bedroom during the day, but when I do go in, it just annoys me knowing that she's there constantly. Like, why can't she have picked the smaller bedroom since she knows the kids are at school all day? She always stops using her embroidery and sewing machines by 7 p.m., but she's told me she can sit up until 10 p.m. some nights finishing off orders, which plays on my mind. I go to bed at 9 p.m., and I can't sleep for hours as I lie there listening to her every move. Just knowing she's awake and walking about drives me crazy, as I find it so selfish someone would buy a flat and work from home. My husband says he can barely hear a thing during the day, and I need to calm down. He also doesn't see the big deal about her using her house as she pleases. Yesterday, I finally had enough and went to the door. I told her how I was feeling about everything and how I can hear the faint noise of her machines. She apologized and invited me inside to show me her setup. All her machines are on some sort of anti-vibration padding to stop as much noise as possible, so she claims the noise should be minimal and that you need to expect some noise from neighbors. I told her I don't make any noise, and that's when things took a turn as she said she can hear my kids running around and jumping off furniture all evening, but she would never dream of complaining because it's just one of those things when you share a building with other people. I left before I said anything else I regretted, and I thought that would be the end of it, but today my husband came home from working overnight and asked if I had said anything to the woman downstairs, as she was very cold and blunt with him when he said hello. I told him what happened, and he said I'm a massive asshole. I've spoken to a couple of my friends who think I've handled this completely wrong, and I'm a bit of an asshole for it, but I don't see what else I could have done.
You're the asshole. Final verdict. So I'm also kind of confused as to the situation. So it's just somebody in like an apartment below them?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. She's the asshole. You're in a communal living space. People are going to make noise. Deal with it.
And I feel like the other woman has like taken precautions because she's aware that her stuff could be louder than it is.
Mm-hmm. And for sure, the person asking the questions, kids, are much louder than that machine. Guarantee. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Like, as somebody who lives on the second floor of a 3-story, like, apartment building,
mm-hmm.
I hear neighbors upstairs, I hear neighbors downstairs, I hear neighbors to the side of me. Like, It's just part of the deal.
Yeah.
Is it frustrating sometimes? Yeah. Do I go complain to him about it? No. Do I complain to you about it? Sometimes.
As you should, but not to the person, because it's communal living.
Exactly. Like, they're just living their life. Like, they don't know, and, like, they're not noisy outside of, like, what I would consider, like, let's calm down hours. Mm-hmm. Like, occasionally I hear loud music, but at this point, I don't know where that music is coming from. It's just loud. Yeah, no, I think that woman's maybe the asshole, and I feel like her kids are probably little hellions, because if she's that entitled and that...
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I
don't think she has good kids.
Does the question make it seem like she's home all day?
Yes.
Okay.
It looks like maybe they're a stay-at-home parent.
Okay.
I would definitely say that she's the asshole in the situation. I would never.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I feel like when you're home all day by yourself and, like, something happens, it just kind of amplifies because you're just there by yourself and you think about it. So I'm guessing, like, she heard, like, a creak one day and she just kind of kept thinking about it, and then she heard it again, and all of a sudden it was like, this is an obsession. This Karen.
But then get a hobby.
Yeah.
Find something to, like, occupy your time.
Go help with the craft business.
Yeah, see if she's hiring.
Yeah. That way, maybe you could help her finish before the evening.
You'll have the world's greatest commute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine going down. Especially when the neighbor, like, seemingly actively took precautions
mm-hmm.
to, like, have, like, the mats down and, like, is, like, I could understand being extra frustrated if, like, they were running constantly, like, all day, every day, there were machines going. I could get that. I could understand that would be frustrating. I could maybe see about talking with somebody about just, like, the outside hours. But if they're finished by 7...
mm-hmm. Then, yeah.
This woman's a monster.
Yeah. This is the first one that when there is an asshole, and it is the question asker.
It is definitely the question asker. Okay. So, do you want to take us into a hydration station while I pull up my Switch?
Sure. Let's go to hydration station. Boom. Hydration station. Hello, and welcome to Hydration Station, the part of the show where Matthew talks slowly so Ryan can pull up her island in Animal Crossing New Horizons because
does
she
yours
has
take forever to load
the
now?
villagers. Yes, it does, since the update. But yeah, we're gonna check and see what villager Ryan got. Hopefully, it's somebody better than Pee Wee. Hopefully, it's not that one hamster that I had for a long time.
You're the only person I've been getting. So I usually can like phase them out pretty quickly. Like Pee Wee's a pretty quick turnaround, which is good because I don't like him. Based on nothing more than just aesthetics.
He's not the asshole, but I would rather him not be on my island. Maybe you'll get that thick eagle that I had almost got that one time, but then I guessed wrong in his game. What was that hamster's name? I keep thinking Snowball, but I think that's just what she said to me. Flurry. It was something. She showed up on my Happy Home Paradise Island. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not making you a vacation home.
That is one thing I appreciate. Sorry, this is turning into a small... we're not sponsored by Nintendo or Animal Crossing. I really like the DLC. Oh god, I thought that was a Rancho. Whew, it wasn't. It was a stick.
Whew.
It's snowing on my island. Oh, it's not sold yet. Ooh. Okay, I can still go villager hunting.
Gotta remember to go villager hunting.
I do, and I will. Yeah, we're not sponsored. I do want to say I really like the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that, like, I get to interact with a bunch of different villagers that, like, I would in no way have had access to in any other way. But yeah. So yeah, Ryan's going villager hunting today, and is probably going to time travel, so she has a little more time to do it. But Uh-oh.
Well, Rossetti's gone, so nothing matters anymore.
Nothing matters. Did anything matter except for him yelling at you, though?
But he did it for so long. So yeah, drink your water. Go villager hunting.
Ooh. Tell me what villager I should try to get.
You should try to get... Let's see. How many cats do you have?
I only have one.
One. Oh, one time I saw a duck that had a tomato for a head.
Ketchup?
Yeah, you should get ketchup.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to get all the ones that had food for heads, but I got Tangy and Zucker, and I was like, that's fine.
Is that the only two you have on your island right now?
That have food for heads, I think.
I've considered getting amiibo cards, but I'm also like, no.
That feels like cheating.
I wouldn't say cheating. I don't think you can cheat in this game. You can't cheat in Animal Crossing.
I guess not. Am I the asshole for thinking that you can cheat in Animal Crossing?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Final verdict. Take him away, bailiff, for his crimes.
Bailiff, take me away.
Hydration Station. This one's a little bit of a shakeup. This is, Would I Be the Asshole?
Ooh, so it's like a pre...
Yeah, so this one, like, I feel like if we get in early enough, we could maybe help some folks.
We could save a life.
Maybe. So, would I be the asshole for canceling a road trip only 6 hours before we're meant to leave? So, two of my friends, Kate and Mouse, wanted to go on a road trip. Kate's ex, friends with benefit roommate Z, had an idea to go to Michigan because that was somewhere he wanted to go. I'm not entirely sure when it was decided he was coming with us, as Mouse and I aren't the most comfortable around Z, but it was his idea to go there, so whatever. The plan was to take my car and drive the 6-ish hours there, get 2 hotel rooms and spend the night, drive back the next day, and all 4 of us would split fuel costs. Mouse and I have our license, and Kate has her permit, so 3 of us could drive if needed. Well, Mouse got COVID, so the plan was changed to a day trip, and we'd bring Mouse some other time. It also started to snow, so we're taking a truck that only I am able to drive. Now, less than 12 hours before we're supposed to go, I've been told that I won't even be allowed to enter the place Z and Kate want to go because I'm not yet 21. Kate said if I wanted anything, I could just get her the money to buy it for me, but there's no other planned stops, and if I'm just supposed to sit in the vehicle the whole time, it really feels like I'm playing taxi because they have no one else to ask. Kate has a car that isn't insured, and neither of them have a full license.
I'm gonna say, gut reaction. This person's not the asshole. There were several red flags in there. It's like when you've read the initial prompt, it was like, it feels like, yes, 6 hours is a little asshole-ish. But once you got into the meat,
people bury the lead. Yeah, like if it's snowing, I've canceled road trips for less.
Yeah. Well, then also, just the situation as a whole, I would not like to be in. One time, so we had a mutual friend. We had my one, I guess, friend in college where you introduced me to her, and she had just broken up. And one time, I was walking. I got my lunch and was walking through like the little like tables area in our college, and she was having lunch with somebody, and she was like, "Hey, come sit with us." And so I did, and it was super awkward, and I couldn't figure out why. And it was because that was her ex-boyfriend. And I was like, "Oh, this is a weird vibe." And I did not enjoy being in that situation. So imagine that, but in a car going to somewhere. Do we know where they live?
To where 6 hours away from Michigan.
6 hours away from Michigan. So yeah, a 12-hour round trip in that situation where it's just me and the people who are in the relationship does not sound fun.
No, and I think that they honestly should have given them an out as soon as one of the friends got sick. And I feel like the other two, like Kate and Z, are probably the assholes in this situation because they should have read the room.
So I might be like super reading into the situation, but it seems like the friend and her ex are the kind of people that kind of like mooch and like they don't ever pay for anything, or like you know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll split it and I'll Venmo you, and then like 3 weeks pass and they've never sent you anything.
Yeah, so I feel like they're just banking on the free trip and they don't care that the friend is not thrilled about this situation. Yeah. But I might be 100% reading into this.
Yeah, no, I don't think that they're the asshole. Especially if it's snowing, no. Mm-hmm. Like, no. I've canceled a road trip because one person dropped out.
Yeah.
I would definitely have canceled a road trip because the weather is slightly not in my favor. Mm-hmm. I would probably cancel the road trip if it was just overcast. I'm like, I'm not getting caught in Michigan in the snow.
Great Lakes, you can never tell.
That weather is unpredictable.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say they're not the asshole. And they're barring any further information, I do think there are 2 assholes in this situation, but hard to tell. Final judgment. Next case.
Alright, so we're going to do the last one of the show.
Woo!
Not very topical, but I think that talking about family dynamics is always fun. Mm-hmm. Am I the asshole for being mad about my brother's no phone rule at Thanksgiving dinner? Last year, Thanksgiving was at my brother and his girlfriend's house. Edit to make clear, only for dinner, not a sleepover or an all-day/night event. His girlfriend made a rule of no phones allowed at dinner. My brother never had this rule before, but he said he agreed with it. When you got there for dinner, you had to turn your phone off and put it in a basket by the closet. No exceptions, apparently. I thought this was a huge overstep, and I'm not the only one. It's ridiculous because we're all adults and no one should have told us what to do. Again, I'm not the only one who felt this way. Other guests had the same problem as me and my husband. Both of us were pissed off about it. Technically, I had Thursday and Friday off, but I still would have liked to have kept up with my emails and done some work, even if I wasn't getting paid for that time. My brother got mad at me when I told him how stupid of a rule it was. Him and his girlfriend are having Christmas dinner at their house too, but I don't want to go if the silly no phones thing is on during the dinner. Me and my brother had 2 big arguments about it. My husband agrees with me, other guests also agree, and I told him we should stand up to his girlfriend over this silliness. I know other people have said something to him, and they agree with me. He thinks we're wrong. There was an argument between my husband and him also. I think it's a dumb rule to enforce on guests myself, and I think my brother and his girlfriend are really off base here.
Jesus Christ. Get off your phone for one dinner.
That's what, like, I could understand if, like, I would understand more if it was, like, a sleepover thing, and, like, they wanted you to turn your phone in at the beginning and you'd get it back after. Like, people need to be able to connect if there's, like, an emergency. Like, I get that. But for, like, what, like, 3 hours max, you can't not have your phone? You could check it everything on the car ride home and you'd still be able to do the same amount of things that you would have been able to at dinner.
Yeah. I mean, this one makes me sad about the future. That people are this attached to their phones that they can't get away from their phones for 3 hours. Because, I mean, like, the other thing that kind of made me depressed in this one was, like, I like to keep up on my work emails even though technically I have the time off and I won't get paid for it. It's just like, just check your capitalism for a second. Have some human interaction.
Ooh, if we ever do merch, it's gonna say check your capitalism.
I'm sure you
Which will be double ironic because we would sell it.
Yeah. But I feel like we would donate that to a good charity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like...
No, and like, listen, I have been looking at, like, companies do not give a shit about you as an individual.
Yeah.
They don't. They're not gonna care that you opened your phone on Thanksgiving to show your dedication to the company. If you messed up even half a second, they would throw you out that door.
Yeah.
So quit bootlicking capitalist overlords. Turn off your phone and spend time with the people that you're supposed to spend time with. Your job already gets you 40 hours a week. That's too much.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I also feel like maybe this family before this did not like this girlfriend. And this is just that being the I've pushed it down, now it's coming out thing.
Yeah. I just think it's stupid. Like, again, like, I could understand if it was, like, for, like, even for, like, a whole evening. Like, if you, I don't know why you wouldn't bring your kids to a Thanksgiving dinner.
Because they're awful and they're going to touch all the food. We've established this.
We have. But, like, if you, like, left them with a sitter or, like, something, like, I could understand wanting to have your phone, but, like, turn off and have it in your pocket at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One day, you will die, and there will be nothing after this. Fact. And on that second that you die, what will be more important? Having checked your work email for, like, maybe the 20th time that day? Or talking to your brother about Dune, because Dune is what brings families together.
Oh man.
Okay, so that kind of fell apart at the end, but
But no, I feel like the
Yeah.
sentiment's there. Like, you don't get to, like, it's 3 hours.
I would rather talk to my sister for 3 hours than check my work email.
100%. I've actually started doing this thing, like, if I'm, like, out for the day, or if I'm, like, gone for a long weekend, and I honestly, with us only having a week before I have, like, a significant amount of time off, I just might not download it next week.
Mm-hmm.
I delete those apps off of my phone over the weekend and stuff, because I am the person who gets anxious and will, like, look at their email, like, so much, and I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm.
No. This is Ryan's time.
Yeah. Your
Ryan,
time outside of work is your own.
Yeah. They don't need to have that time on me, because we use Teams, and then we use, like, Outlook,
Mm-hmm.
and I delete both of them. They're handy, like, if I have to go into, like, the office or something, like, it's handy to have that if I need access, like, while I'm going, like, to and from. I get that.
Yeah.
But no, I don't. Weekends, evenings, no. They
Yeah.
don't get that time. They get 8 hours a day out of me. That's what they get.
That's the law.
That's the law.
But
So
yeah.
yes, you are the asshole. Sorry.
Yep.
Turn off your phone.
Turn
Work's
off your
not
phone,
that
talk to your
important.
goddamn grandpa for 2 seconds. He fought in the war for you.
Quit licking boots.
Yeah. Okay, that one got me all riled up.
That one did get me all riled up. We gotta come down real quick.
Okay.
So this is
Do we want
honestly...
to do a meditation station? The part of the show where we calm down?
Okay, welcome to Meditation Station, the part of the podcast where we just take a breath because we got too rowdy. In 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I do feel calmer. That was a good one. We should do that more often.
And that was Meditation Station. That was a lot more fun than I thought it was gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, whenever we try something new, I feel like there's always, like, a chance that it's just not, like, we're not gonna interact with the information well, or we're just, like, not as into it as in my head it would be.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was fun, especially once we got warmed up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Once we got into that judging mindset.
So do you have any final thoughts on people being assholes, I guess?
Don't do it. Get off your phone. Talk to your grandpa. But yeah, I mean, I don't know that fun is the right word, but I did enjoy this.
Yeah.
And I feel like we did some good. We used
We
the
got
power.
some opinions out there.
We used the power given to us by the state of Delaware.
Thank you, Delaware.
Thank you, Delaware.
Today's sponsor.
Speaking of capitalism, thank you, Delaware. But yeah, what are your final thoughts on assholes?
Everybody's got them.
Yep.
No, I enjoyed this exercise. I like judging people, and I like, specifically judging people that I'm never gonna meet in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've posted to Am I the Asshole, send it our way. Or if you want general advice, I would love to do an advice episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to do an advice episode. So if you want advice, send it our way. It might be a while, but eventually we'll try and answer it.
Yeah, send it to our horribly named Gmail account, rhetoricalmagiccocktailhour@gmail.com.
Listen, I wasn't thinking about the SEO.
Am I the asshole for wanting a good SEO for our podcast? Yes, but also at the same time. Or you can tweet it at us at Rhetorical Magic.
It will be decidedly less private, but we'd love to hear from you.
Slide into our DMs. Never mind, that's going to get cut.
There we go. No, people do that for non-creepy things.
Yeah. If you ask for one foot pic, we're going private. This is not WikiFeet. This is our lives.
Matthew kind of mentioned Twitter. Follow us at Rhetorical Magic on Twitter and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And as we say at the end of every episode, clink.
I don't have anything to clink, so we're gonna get this.
Welcome to the end of the episode ASMR. Fuck it. Nothing relates. Nothing matters. Art is pain.
Art is pain. And you are in much pain, so this is very much art.
Art is pain and I'm dying, so let's go.